trip your mind?
And the wheel keeps spinning. I am your very sick hostess, Julie, and I am joined by my not so sick co-host.
Hi everybody, we're here and God help us. You sound like we just got to like ground round or something and you're waiting to see this. I'm your hostess. Jesus. We're not even drinking yet.
No, I've just been sick for like 7 full days.
Only?
Only.
Yeah.
After being away on a, what is it, 2.5 week trip?
2.5, 3 weeks, something like that, yeah. One of which we did a show from, believe it or not. You know, we got one done.
We did. Just one.
Yeah.
Was not really the plan, but that's what happens.
But we have plenty of content, and nobody's missed anything, I don't think, so we're good. The YouTubers might be a little behind currently, but I know you'll correct that as you get better. So I'm not worried about it. But you know, if there are people that are exclusive to our YouTube channel, that might be a little behind temporarily.
Indeed. And apologies. And
oh yeah,
really, I think the only real person who's annoyed is me.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that's a fair statement. That the only person who's actually upset about it is you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so normally we talk about what's been going on, but I feel like we should start with beverages this evening. Shall I start or should you?
You go ahead. Let's see what you got.
All right, so I'm actually going.
You show me yours, and I'll show you mine.
I don't think your husband would appreciate that. In any
event. Drink.
I'm actually going wine again, but I have a white this time. I've done red on the show previously. It's still from the Josh Sellers. But this is something new that I saw, and I was like, oh, I don't think it's new to him, but it's new to me. So I thought I need to try this. It's called Sea Swept. And I do eat quite a bit of salmon in my diet, so it seemed right that I'd have a white wine called Sea Swept when I ate fish. You know.
So what kind of wine is it exactly?
So it's a mixture of Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Grigio. It's not a blend in the white wine sense. It's just those two. Now, I will not lie and tell you I had a glass earlier with my dinner, but I had it warm. And it was okay. But I threw it in the fridge after I was done. And it's been sitting there since. And I can assure you this bottle's rather frigid, although I'm sure by the time we'll be done it won't be. So I'm going to try it cold now and see if it's any better.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of drinking white wine warm.
Well, I'm not either, with one exception typically. Riesling should be warm, I feel like. But everything else, white, I agree with you. And yes, the cold does make a difference. Although my mom has had this, and her complaint, and I can see it, is you don't get a strong grape flavor. But usually if you have a Pinot or a Sauvignon, you can kind of taste the grapes. Don't really taste it with the two mixed together for whatever reason. It's almost like it cancels each other out.
So what does it taste like?
It still tastes like wine, but it's like
like, does it have more bite to it than?
Yes, it definitely does have a little more bite to it. Yeah. It's not like ridiculous, but it definitely has more bite. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
You've been liking the Josh in your mouth lately.
You know what? Really? That's why you're gonna take that? Come on. Oh, Jesus. All right. Thanks, Jules. Welcome back. Yeah, you kind of deserve that one.
I did. Shut up.
Anyway, so I know you're going a different direction, which is actually the direction I think I would have gone. You briefly kind of teased me with what you were going to have, but you didn't tell me. So what do you have here?
So I have a straight bourbon whiskey. It's a soldier's cut.
Not heard of that, but being that it's 4th of July weekend, I feel like that's kind of over.
Yeah, right. And this actually ties into our discussion of the day.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I actually got this on our drive through North Carolina.
So you were transporting alcohol across state lines and breaking federal laws. Very nice. Very nice.
I mean, if you don't care, I don't.
I don't. The FBI might. I don't give a shit.
And I got my fun. Now, I normally would use a shot glass. I don't really give a shit today.
So. Also, whiskey over ice. I'm not. It depends for me. Honestly, if I'll put it on ice. Typically, I will drink a whiskey or a bourbon neat. Which for those of you who may not be aware of that term means no ice, essentially. And then, but yeah, that's how I typically drink. But it's interesting because I'll drink my vodka ice cold, like ice cold. Like I like the colder the better. So.
See, and then I just grab my ginger ale and toss it in there.
So does that have it? Is that actually? I'm being serious. Is that actually a thing? Like, do you know if that's a thing?
So it's not. I don't know, but what I do know is that we actually had purchased a bottle before and took it over to my sister-in-law's when we drove in, and we polished off that bottle pretty nicely. But I sometimes don't do like a straight up like whiskey. Sometimes I want use it as a mixer. And so she happened to have ginger ale and she tossed it in there, and I was like, oh, this is actually nice.
So it is a thing. It is a thing. It's called a whiskey ginger, actually.
There you go.
Makes sense. Watching you make that, I will tell you, you got the proportions way wrong. I don't think you give a shit either.
I don't.
Yeah, but it is supposed to be 4 ounces of ginger ale to 2 ounces of bourbon. I feel like you kind of reversed that.
I think my version's better.
Yeah, probably. So I've got my wine. You've got your death drink. And cheers to you, Jules, and to the audience. And as we've said, and I'm trying to do this more regularly with you all, grab your favorite beverage or a snack or something if you can, because I know some people listen to us at work, some people listen to us at home. So if you're able to, hopefully if you're at work, you're drinking your morning coffee with us, who knows? But sit down, hang out with us, and this one's going to be an interesting one because we'll get into I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but you're going to regale us with your trip that we've heard a bit about already. You just mentioned it, but also you reported from the road almost in a sense, because we did the one episode while you were there. So I feel like we should just get into this one because I feel like it kind of ties into the what's going on normal thing that we do right about now. What you said? More or less?
Probably, yeah, it would.
Yeah.
And it actually gives me the story of where this bourbon came from.
The distillery?
Yeah, so
you're just gonna gloss over that comment, I can tell.
No, I'm going to tell this story because this is hilarious. So I mentioned we stopped there on our way up to Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, if I was driving back to Jersey, I would need more purpose.
So we just happened. The funny thing is, we were driving, and my husband was driving, and
I was gonna say you don't need obviously gonna say names, but maybe you should remind everyone who all was in the vehicle for this trek.
That's true. So we took my son, my middle daughter, my husband was driving, and then the two dogs in the car.
I don't know if you want to say what kind of car you have. That's up to you. But I don't think that gives away anything in particular. But yeah.
No, it doesn't. It's a Hyundai Palisade, so it's not the biggest, but it's not the smallest either.
I mean, it was that or your husband's diesel pickup truck.
Actually, there's less cabin room there than in.
I'm aware. That's why I said that. I was.
Yeah. But we could have taken the trailer if it wasn't out being serviced. So.
Oh, there you go.
But then again, I would not have been able to drive back by myself. So.
Right, which is something you had to do. Well, sort of, right? Because
right. Yeah. I mean, not completely by myself, but he drove up and then I had to drive back down. But
you had someone that could have driven back down with you, though.
Yes, my older daughter came, like she took the plane to see us like halfway through.
Okay, for the record, for those listening, it's not their plane because the way you just said that made it sound like, yeah, she took the plane out the back and flew out low. She took a commercial flight to New Jersey and met you there. Yes.
I mean, I don't have FU money, CJ, so I'm pretty sure.
No, but the way you phrase it, like, she took the plane, as you do. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, the way the hubby travels, we should have stock in the airlines. But right. Anyway.
I think he's got enough stock in another company that we won't mention by name.
Doesn't matter. But anyway. So, about the whiskey. So, we're driving and he's driving. And I guess he started to like get a little fatigued, like, not to the point where he's like, I'm going to fall asleep, because it was during the day. Sure. But enough that he was kind of like, let's take a walking break somewhere, get some lunch or whatever. So we stop, and it's this like super cool, like, almost like barnyard kind of distillery, and it has like a wooden porch with like wood rocking chairs, and like it's southern. Let's put it that way. It's southern. So
yeah, y'all come back now.
So and they have like horses and stuff because it's North Carolina. They have farmland. Anyway.
I'd ask if there was a banjo player on the porch, except it could have been your husband.
Maybe. Yeah. So we go in, and and they're basically like, you can sit and have like a tasting of like the different bourbons and tequilas and all this stuff that they have.
Right.
So they do, like, you could do one shot for $1 or 5 for $5.
That's fucking cheap for shots.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you could just go get wasted and walk out and for $5.
Drop
Like,
a tenner and you're good. Like,
yeah.
actually
And
reminds me of a trip I went on, but finish yours. Keep going.
so, obviously he had to drive. So he was like, I mean, if we do the 5 for $5, we'll just share the 5 because I'm not trying to like
Right.
drive drunk here.
I mean, he's not the smallest of dudes, but that still would have fucked him pretty good.
Yeah. So that was one of the ones that we tried. And then we also got it was like a lavender lime tequila,
Yeah.
which it was good. It actually went down a lot smoother than most tequilas. So,
okay.
And
did you get a bottle of that too?
I did.
Good.
I did. So we actually got both of those bottles the first time we went. And so we drove, like I said, we went to my sister's house, my sister-in-law's house. And
the tequila didn't make it there.
No, the tequila made it there, but it stayed there. And so did the first bottle of bourbon. So when my daughter came to drive back with me, I said,
on the plane.
From the plane, yeah, on our plane, our private plane.
That's gonna be a long one, I can tell.
I said to her, like, I don't really care where you guys, like, we can stop wherever you guys want to stop, but I want to stop at that distillery again because I want to take those 2 bottles back home because, you know, we had gotten them as a gift.
Right.
But then I'm like, I want to gift myself now.
Yeah, I'm giving myself a gift of these 2 bottles. Thank you very much.
So, and after being in Jersey for like 2 weeks, I mean.
Yeah.
So here's where the funny part is. So she looks it up because I handed her my phone and I said, do me a favor, look up a hotel because we'll just stay there for the night. Look up a hotel that is close to this distillery. And I gave her like the name of the distillery. I said, look that up and Navi for me so that you can book the hotel while I'm driving, right? So she's like, okay, this is super easy. I know how to use the internet. This is awesome.
Oh no. I feel like this is going to end up badly. Because you also needed a place that could obviously allow you to house the animals, which is also helpful to you.
Yes. So so she's like, all right, done, booked. Just here, follow the directions on the Navi. Super.
I feel like this is going to end very bad.
So we're driving and I'm kind of like, this is looking a lot more urban than it was the last time we were here.
Uh-oh.
And granted, I was paying more attention to like making sure the dogs were calm when we went the first time around. So as I'm driving, I'm like, I don't know, maybe was this it? And then we're in the city of Durham. You know where Duke is?
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is, and then we stop right in front of a very like urban storefront kind of like restaurant bar kind of place. I'm like, baby, this ain't it. And she's like, it says Weldon Mills on the freaking door. What do you mean? And I'm like, they must have two of them, and this is the other one. Because she was all excited, like, I don't know what Daddy was talking about. We had to go 30 minutes out of our way to be from the distillery, when it was like, I found a hotel that was like 7 minutes away, and I'm like, yeah, that's why it wasn't the right one.
So was it part of the same group, or was it something completely
it
wrong?
was the same distillery. It was the same exact like bottles and everything else. It was just, it was a separate location. One was like literally that's where they do, they're like distilling and they're farming and all that jazz. And this one is like a second location where they just sell the stuff, and they have like a restaurant. Yeah, like they have a restaurant attached. It's very floofy. Floofy, yeah. And
no. Back up. We need the definition of floofy, because that's not a word that I'm familiar with. I'm sorry.
It's very like urban high end.
Urban high end definition, floofy. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, all right. Floofy. You learn something new every day.
There you go. So yeah. So and here's the funny part is,
we haven't already hit the funny part.
I mean, that was funny, but so we go in because she swears on the website it says that dogs are allowed in the restaurant or the bar or whatever.
Oh.
And so we bring the dogs, and here's the thing. My Doberman is in her fear period right now. So anybody that she is like, I'm not cool with, she just freaks out, and I have to like calm her down and like, you know. So this lady, the hostess, comes up and she's like, are they service dogs? I'm like, clearly not. She's freaking barking at you like she's gonna rip your throat out. I'm pretty sure that ain't it.
Right.
Like, the Labrador, yes. Her, not so much. But they're kind of a package deal right now. So she's like, yeah, they're not allowed in here. Like, listen, I'm totally cool with it. I legit just wanted to get some, you know, some booze and kick off. Like, that's literally it. Wasn't trying to stay here for the long haul. So she's like, listen, we have like an outdoor patio that nobody's using right now. I'll go and open it up for you guys. You can sit back there, and if you want like a drink or if you want something, I can, you can come in and grab it and then come back out and sit if you want.
Well, that's nice of her.
Yeah, so I mean, she wasn't trying to be jerky.
No, she's just doing what she has to. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, just doing.
And to be honest, like, my dog was not gonna. She was not gonna stand for her.
How did your daughter get it so wrong?
They have two locations, and she was like, you didn't show me a picture of which one it actually was, so I
meant the part about the dogs.
Wait, what?
I meant the part about the dogs. How she got that part so wrong.
So I think the other place does allow dogs because they have
more open.
Yeah, because they have, when we were there, they had like drinking bowls for the dogs outside and stuff like that. So
yeah, I got it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
I just didn't let my dogs in there because my one dog is, a little
insane,
and too much stimulation is like, you gotta just leave her where she's gonna be chill,
Yeah, no, I mean, so peek behind the curtain. I've been, your husband and I have been playing like video games together, and I can hear her losing her mind over the headset to the point that he's had to mute himself because I can't even hear him. She's so loud. I'm like, he's trying to say something to me. I'm like, I cannot hear you at all. The dog is overpowering you at this point.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
Well, that's also because, like I said, I've been sick for the past week, so normally I'm the one who can calm her down. Everybody else like just sits there and like talks to her, and I'm like, that's not working. It's never gonna work. You gotta get up and do the work instead of sit there and just hope your voice overshadows her crazy, because it's not.
It's not. No.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
And even like when there are times where she's in it too deep, and I have to like legit just pull her away until she's like even, and then I'm like, calm down.
If I heard your husband correctly, he actually said he had to restrain her. I think it was either earlier today or it might have been yesterday. I don't recall, but he actually had to restrain her. Like, and I don't think he just meant like grab the leash. Like, he said he had to physically restrain her.
Possible.
Yeah. It just reminded me. It just reminded me of the time you threw our friend in a PRT just because he was being an asshole.
That was just for shits and giggles, but
it was so funny.
Yeah.
Can we just briefly explain what you don't have to get into the minutia of it? Can you just briefly explain what a PRT is for and what we did to our dear friend?
So PRT is basically a non-violent takedown maneuver that actually police use to restrain somebody who's being like violent or out of control. So it's basically you take them by surprise.
You don't have to get into specific.
But yeah, you run up and like wrap your arms around their arms and from the back and pull up, and then you go backwards, and you're basically, it's like almost like a wrestling move.
It's a passive restraint tactic is what it stands for, and you.
Yeah.
Our friend was being a bit of a jerk, and you jumped. For those of you that can see her on YouTube, Julie's the biggest person in the world, and she jumped on this dude like a ninja, and he just screaming for his life. It was fantastic. To this day, he says it's still the most pain he's ever been in. I don't know if that's true, but he says it. So
I can't imagine that it is true, considering the fact that it's not supposed to be painful. It's supposed to be a restraint.
And a passive one of that, as the name is. Right, yeah.
Like, I'm not even putting any, like, pressure on any pressure points at all. Like, it's
I think the
literally just wrapping your arms in the right spot and putting your hips in the right place so that he can't get out.
The funniest part, though, is that even though you only physically put it onto him, it passively restrained all of us because the rest of us were laughing too hard to do anything else at all. We were just dying watching him flail around like a dead fish.
As I recall, he was like getting like physical with my husband at the time.
Well, yeah, they typically did that kind of shit. I mean, that wasn't uncommon. But
no, but he was just, I don't know, he was just being more belligerent than normal.
Which is hard for him.
And I was like, dude, I've had enough.
That's exactly. I think you even said that as you jumped. Like you flew through the fucking air, Jules. I remember you like jumping and landing on his back essentially and putting him into this thing. Oh, so funny. I know we got away from your trip, but it just made me think of it when we were talking about the dog. but it's interesting nonetheless. But anyway, so you grab your bottles and did the hotel at least allow the dogs?
Yes. The hotels was fine with the dogs. They were like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. They didn't give a
Well,
shit.
some are, some aren't. That's why I was asking. So at
But
least,
I
yeah.
will say this. I was very glad for her protective nature when we got to the hotel because I was like, um, this is kind of like being in uh Northeast Philly and Camden all wrapped into one.
Was it really that bad area in Durham? I didn't think. Typically around the colleges, it's not too bad.
That's what my husband said. He was like, I didn't think it was that bad. I'm like, I mean, whether it was or not, I mean, when you see two toddlers running around on bikes at midnight and across the street at the only like 7-Eleven that's open, you're kind of like, meh.
I mean, maybe, yeah. So.
Like, where your mamas at, girl? The kids? Because I don't know. But
well, you've already talked about the drive back. How about your time in New Jersey? Like, what was that going on there? I mean, what was the genesis for the trip in the first place? Because I'm sure you didn't just wake up and be like, let's go to New Jersey. Like, I don't feel like that's a thing that happened.
Not usually. I actually haven't been back to New Jersey since my mother-in-law's funeral, which
Okay.
was a few years ago. Um, and but not out of like not want I mean out of not wanting to go, but out of not out of that completely. It's just I I've spent so many winters in New Jersey growing up and
Yes.
until I'm like, I don't need to see snow ever again in my life because it's
Yeah.
totally fine. And I certainly don't need to be the one shoveling that shit. So that's why you'll most likely never see me go there when it's below 60 degrees. Never gonna
Basically,
happen.
any time that it's not like June to August, essentially.
Yeah. But also too, the reason I went was because I wanted to see my mom and my brothers and stuff. So, and obviously my sister-in-law and all that. So,
I was actually, I'm not, I want to make it very clear, I'm not upset in any way, but I was kind of hoping you guys were going to stop off and see mom. Um,
honestly, I had it in my head and then it just there was like so much going on with
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
my family. Everybody that I like got in contact with to like say hi, I'm like if I saw him, it was like maybe one day for like 2 hours and that was that because it was
Yeah.
just everything like when you go home like it's almost like there's no time to do anything else when you haven't been there in 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And even then when we were there it was only like a day or two. It
What
wasn't
do you
like we
mean?
were
You were there for like a week and a half.
no when we were there the last time it was only
Oh,
a few days. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so this time it's like everybody's like wants to capitalize on your time. So
If they want to see it, they can just put it on YouTube. I mean, like,
I'm sure it's not the same thing.
we're drinking, we're talking. I don't know how much different it fucking is. So,
But yeah, next time I'll go see your mom.
Yeah, I mean, at 86, let's hope there's a next time 3 years from now.
I know. Nah, I'm not gonna wait that long. I actually like road trips, and I actually liked going on this road trip, and now that I kind of know how to handle the logistics with the dogs and the kids and all that, I probably now could do it a little bit more efficiently and less crazy with the dogs that we did do it, because it's kind of like when you've never done it before. And really, like for Finley, this isn't his first time going on vacation with us. Like he's very like trained for like going into hotels and restaurants and all that stuff from like, jump pretty much. But he's never been on a long ass road trip like this.
Right.
And then this is Ember's first time like on vacation at all. So for her, it was a lot.
Not that you can't handle, because you just obviously laid that out, but would you consider boarding them while you were gone?
No.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Everybody keeps asking me that, and here's my reason is they would not do well in like a typical boarding situation, because they need, like, think about like how crazy they are when I've been sick and haven't been able to do the stuff that I normally do with them on the daily. Them being boarded in a kennel for like hours at a time and only going out for 10 minutes to pee and poop and then come back and eat.
They have some boarding places a little more open space and not so what you're describing. But I understand what you mean. So like I'm not I'm not trying to talk you into it. I was just curious. Like I couldn't board mine either, but for the simple fact that she gets such anxiety when she's away from me, which I think is what you're kind of describing about yours. But mine, to the point that I honestly think she would die. Like I think she would end up just like having a heart attack. Like I think it would freak her out that bad.
Well, she's older, right? So.
Well, she even when she was younger, though, now like now I went away, so I'm not trying to flip the thing around on me, but I can do this real quick. Like when I was getting ready to move to Missouri, I came out here for 2 weeks prior to the actual move, but I left her with Mom, and so she wasn't with me, but her anxiety would be being away from people she knows, and she had been around Mom enough that she kind of knew who that was. Maybe not as much as me per se, but enough that it wasn't like, what the fuck is this shit? So and honestly, when I first came back after 2 weeks, she kind of looked at me like, who the hell are you? And then
why are you here?
Right. But then no, because she actually barked at me when I first walked in, like she would if it was a stranger. And then I think she, like halfway through her second bark, she realized who it was. She's like, "Oh wait, that's you." So, but she gets her
she's anxiety, like, you smell funny.
Yeah, right. Her anxiety is bad enough though that like I can't, not to creep people out, but like I can't close the door in the bathroom if I need to go. Like she won't do well with that at all. She doesn't do well with that. So,
like if she's in the bathroom or when she's outside of the bathroom, and you can't.
No. So like we're in the apartment. I have to go to the bathroom. I can't go in and close the door. I don't close the door when I take a shower. I can't because she will lose her shit. She doesn't do well with it at all.
Well, interesting. But then you can leave the apartment.
No, that she doesn't do well with that either. But I mean, sometimes I have to, and I don't have a choice. But like, because I have to get, groceries or whatever. But I mean, like, so yeah, there's times I can leave, and I don't want to be a complete prisoner. Although I don't like leaving my apartment right now for reasons that are completely not worth getting into tonight. So I don't mind it so much right now. But like, once I get settled in Arizona, I do intend to try to like live a life to a degree. So It doesn't mean I'm going to go out every night, but I'm going to try to go out from time to time and do things. So, I'll be curious. But if I were to leave her for days on end with somebody outside of like a house scenario, because I think I could leave her with my family in Vegas, even though she doesn't know them very well. I still think I could do that versus a kennel. I think she would do better there. So, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. I mean, I think because Dobermans are very owner specific, so
yeah.
if they don't have their person around consistently, they do get to a point where they either shut down or become very mean and hostile, because that's their breed. They're meant to protect one person, I
think I poured a little too heavy, Jules.
That's all right. You'll drink it.
I have to work tomorrow. We're not recording on a typical night. I have to work tomorrow.
Mazel tov. I'm the one with the hard alcohol. Stop complaining.
By the way, our same friend that you PRT'd all those years ago, waxing intellectual about Dobermans is entertaining to me because he does that quite a bit.
He does what now?
Waxes intellectual about Dobermans, like he knows.
Why? What's he say? I want to know what he says.
Well, he actually, the thing you were saying about the owner specific, he did say that one. He said that multiple times. That's come up, but yeah, he talks about them all not just the Dobermans, but he just, how he is. He thinks he's an expert on everything. So, there's always a comment or another about something going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
But I don't think he's ever had a Doberman that I'm aware of. So.
I don't think so. I don't know what kind of dog his other dog was before the one he has now.
I think it was a retriever of some sort, I believe.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, so
anyway, back to the road trip. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's just, and she's young, right? She's 6-7 months old. She's young. And especially like Dobermans in that fear period, that's their it extends to I think 18 months old or something like that. So they, she just has she's very environmentally sensitive, and so I think it was.
It sound like she's cleaning ducks at the beach with the kid. She's very environmentally sensitive. Recycling all this stuff in the house for you.
Actually, she recycles it into her mouth. Which,
not quite what you're going for.
But anyway, no, I mean she's very.
I know what you meant. It was just funny. Yeah, no, I
to sounds and
the way you phrased this. Walking around picking up trash, throwing it in the recycling bin.
I wish that would have been better than the ER visit I actually had to go on during. So.
Oh, I don't think I knew about that. Yeah.
Okay, so this actually ties into the Durham trip.
We should actually talk about some of the stuff you did in New Jersey with other human beings at some venture.
How's that fun? Anyway.
I mean, your husband wasn't there most of the time, so I guess not.
True. He was there on the weekend, so.
Right. So of the 10 days you were there, or the 14 days you were there, he was there 3.5 of them?
No. 4 or 5? Anyway.
That's not helping your cause.
It's whatever. Anyway, so we're in Durham, and I get my booze, and we find the hotel, and there's very limited parking. Like, so I finally find a parking spot inside of their parking garage, which I kind of felt safer about.
Sure.
Even though it was open, so like anybody could go in there. It's not like.
But still, there's a level of,
But
I get it, yeah.
so I go in, I turned to the girls, because I had both my girls with me, and said, just watch the dogs in the car, or if
Did your
you.
son go with you, or did he fly back? Because I heard it was an option. I was curious.
He flew back with my husband.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he stayed back. So it was just the three of us driving back. And so we're in Durham, and I'm like, okay, just keep an eye on the dogs. I'm gonna run in and check into the hotel. Once we get our room, we can take the dogs up, take our shit up, and rock and roll for the night, right?
Yep.
Well, my little trash compactor decided that she was going to find the box of chocolate that my kids had bought earlier. And she was going to sit there and get into it. And like I said, because being owner specific is very important to this story, because when she swallows something or she has something, there's only one person who could put their hand in there without getting it ripped off.
You. Yeah.
Me. So I'm not there. And I handed my one daughter the leash and said, if she gets out of line, just yank on the leash and hope she doesn't turn on you. That's it. Like, and so she I guess she was a little like gun shy.
Yank on the leash and hope she doesn't turn on you.
Yeah. So, because she has like an issue with like enclosed spaces like that, she gets a little anxious. Right. So when somebody who's not me yanks on her leash, she's like, what the fuck, dude? Should I rip your face off or should I lick your face? I'm not sure which one I want to do right now. Usually
50-50 shot.
Yeah, 50-50 shot. So my one daughter, who she's like sitting in front of, she tried to take the box away from her and she growled at her and she's like, oh shit. Yeah. This isn't working. So I come back and they're both like screaming and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And they're like, she's eating chocolate. And I'm like, well, yank on the fucking leash. You have it. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, oh my freaking Lord. So
tell me it's not the one that wants to be a vet, because that's even scarier.
Yeah, no, it is. But honestly, she had bitten her earlier in the trip, so she was that was a little, that made her a little
gun shy. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, she got over it by the end, because by the end she was squaring up at her and she's like, sit your ass down and leave me the fuck alone kind of deal. But in that moment she was tired and she was like, I'm not fucking right. Not fucking around with this bitch. Let her just eat the damn chocolate. I don't give a shit at this point. So I was a little pissed off because I'm like, damn, I can't even leave the fucking room or vehicle for 2 minutes before all shit breaks loose. And so, and the reason I didn't want them taking the dogs out and walking around was because shady. Well, like ish. So.
Well, yeah.
So I was like, I guess they could have taken their chances. They do have an attack Doberman.
Right.
She's like trigger happy, that little bitch. So So my daughter's like, let me call this like vet office that's not like very far away. It's like 10 minutes away, and just ask them. And that vet office was like, so we're going to close in like 30 minutes. By the time you get here, there's not going to be, they're like, but she does need to be seen if she ate chocolate, because we need to know how much, we need to know, like, you know. So they're like, just take her to the emergency vet clinic, and they gave her like the number and the address and stuff. So she calls them and she's like, do I need to bring her in, or do you think, like, is it a wait and see kind of deal? And they're like, just bring her in. Let's, in case she does need her stomach pumped, we can do it. It's not a big deal.
Right.
But, like, here's the thing. If we run through the numbers and we figure she doesn't need her stomach pumped, you don't get charged for the visit. It's just you wasted your gas. That's about it. Better than...
Okay, see, that's nice, because I was at one that with a similar situation where even if they ran the numbers they billed me for, they did. So it's nice that, yeah.
So we went in and they did run the numbers, and they're like, I don't think you're going to see any sort of like toxicity. Yeah. I don't think she ate enough by like the standards that you're trying to tell us in order to really do anything. But she's like, you're also questioning if she's eaten other things besides that. So they're like, my suggestion is pump her stomach, because oftentimes what we see is the dog may not have eaten the chocolate, but they've eaten something worse, and you want that out. So I was like, you know what? She's a freaking garbage disposal. Let's just pump this bitch's stomach and see what comes out. So
maybe another sock.
It was my husband's sock, because she did eat his sock like 3 days prior that I must have dropped. But more importantly, what came out first before the sock, which means she'd just recently eaten something else that would have legitimately caused a blockage. Like the sock, she was like, maybe a 50-50 shot of a blockage. But she's like, but that plastic piece, it was like a flat, like plastic piece that, like, it was literally the size of my like 4 fingers.
Oh, geez.
Flattened. There was no way that shit was going to make it through. So she was like, that would have caused a blockage for like sure. So you're probably glad that shit came out.
Yeah.
And after that, like her bitey behavior started to lower, and I was like, damn, her stomach just fucking hurt for like 3 days.
Well, I mean, you eat a sock and a giant piece of plastic, that'll do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, not that it was not, she was still, reactive, right? But she wasn't as like volatile as she normally, like, little easier to like get her to chill the fuck out. But I was like, see, that's what happened. So
how about the time in New Jersey? Like, how was that?
So, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I saw my family and stuff. I will say this. My mom taught my son a lot of curse words in Arabic.
I don't even know how to react. I would have put that on his uncle before his grandmother if I was going to guess, honestly. But
nope.
Or even his grandfather.
No, he was. She was getting him to curse my dad in Arabic. she's like, go tell him this, and he's like, okay, and then he goes over, and and then my dad flips out. And I'm like, yeah, well, he doesn't need much to flip out.
No, he
so
no.
I mean,
having met both of them, yes, I would agree with that logic.
Yeah, but I just think it's funny that he was asking her to like what certain curse words were, and I was like, you don't even say them in English. And he's like, yeah, but that's the awesome part is I can curse my friends and they're not gonna know.
Yeah, until he flips it on a teacher or something, then it's gonna be a problem.
They won't know either unless they actually speak the language, but
no, but even if they suspect it, I bet you that would not go well. So
I don't know. I actually, like, when I was growing up, I had a lot of teachers. Like, I had one teacher in specific that was just a complete bitch, and she said she was gonna. First of all, here's the word to the wise: if somebody else speaks a language you don't know, don't ever treat them like crap. And then at the end of the year, from hell, tell them, hey, I'm going on a trip to the country of origin that you're from. Tell me how to ask for the bathroom and for like food and water and stuff like that. So I taught her. Taught her all the curse words. And I was like, that's how you ask for a beer. Enjoy your trip. And she came back the next year and saw me and she was like, do you know? And I'm like, oh, I do know. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if we've shared this story on this show before. We might have. I feel like we might have. But one of the funniest things I've ever experienced in my life, and I've told this even in the years where we weren't all talking, because without getting into a whole thing about that, I never spoke badly of any of you in that era. Do you know what I mean? Like I voiced complaints, but I never spoke ill of any of you during that time. You know, and still look back on the positives as well, and with fondness. And one of those moments, and it's still one of the funniest things I've ever witnessed, would be when I would come to dinner at your mom's house before you and your husband were living together. And it would be me and him and your future sister-in-law, your brother's wife. Mm. And we'd be sitting in the kitchen, and you and your brothers and your mom would start getting into an argument that would start very plainly in English and very slowly morph its way into Arabic. And we'd all be sitting there like, do you have any fucking happening right now? And you would think eventually we'd pick up on a few words. No idea what was ever happening. And it was, I remember one time, I don't think your future and now sister-in-law was there. I think it was just, she lived there, but I don't think she was in the room. It was just me and your husband. And I remember turning to him, half joking, half seriously, going, how much of that do you think's about us? And he said, probably none of it, because you know how diplomatic he is. But, and I'm sure it had nothing to do with this either, but it was just funny to me but man, that was always entertaining, just watching the conversation morph. Because it literally it would be pure English, and it would be like half English sentence, half Arabic sentence, and eventually just become full Arabic. But you could watch the transition from afar, and it was entertaining. Especially because, and I don't say that this might sound worse than I intended to sound, but Arabic can sound very angry, even if it's not angry things being said. So you easily could have been like, oh, I love you to death. You're my favorite sibling. And it sounded like I'm going to fucking kill you.
I don't think I'd ever say that. But
no, I probably not. But you get my point. Like it, you know.
It was probably more the kill you part usually. But
by the time it got to that point, typically speaking, I would agree because it never started pleasantly.
Yeah,
even
but
in English.
It's funny because my younger brother, who
typically started those arguments.
Yeah, I mean, usually that's how it goes. We actually, when we saw them, he and his wife, it was towards like the end of our trip, and we were, like a few days before, and she was asking what like what everybody was doing and stuff, and I said to him, yeah, typical visit, mom's teaching my son how to curse everybody in Arabic, and he's like, all right, I mean, that at least he's learning.
I mean, there's that, yeah.
Yeah, and so he's like, I typically when I'm pissed off at my wife, I curse her in Arabic too, and she doesn't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah, but knowing her like I do, unless she's changed drastically, she just rolls her eyes and walks away anyway, like not really offended by it. So,
No, she does. She's like, whatever. And my and he's like, he's doing better than her. He's like, I've been with her for how long now, and she hasn't learned a lick of any of it. And so, I mean, if she hadn't learned by now, she's never gonna learn it. So
that's got to be what 25 years now, right? Between them dating and married, if not longer.
It's probably the same as me and my husband. Yeah.
I felt like they even know each other like a year or two before you all got together, if I recall. Right?
I think it was around the same time.
Was it? I felt like she had been around longer for some reason. That's always the impression I got. I could be wrong, but that was the impression.
Yeah, no. I think I think I remember meeting her like literally around the same time that.
Well, you would know. I trust you. I'm just saying.
I mean, whether he knew her before and it translating into them dating, that like I don't pay attention to my brother's sex life or anything, so I don't give a shit.
Right. Right.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a shit about mine either. So I mean,
I would concur with that statement.
The only thing he'd probably care about is like if somebody treated me like shit, then he'd probably pound them down to death. But
yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, that never to him. He's like, she got no complaints. I don't fucking care. I'd rather drink my drink and stay out of everybody's way and just curse everybody in Arabic.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it.
That's yeah. Although he has no problem cursing you in English too. I've seen it.
No. I mean, that's a brother thing though.
No, that's just a him thing.
Probably too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I so yeah, that's how that went. What else did we do?
You told the story about the woman on the elevator already that you told on a previous recording.
From the hotel?
Yeah, jumped. I think it was Amber jumped on her or whatever. Yeah.
No, it's actually Finley. It was the good one.
Yeah, well, it happened. Yeah, but it was one of them anyway.
Amber, I was like keeping her away from people because she crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, you're lucky it was the good one that jumped on you, not this one, because
right.
he was just wants to lick your face. She's gonna.
Well,
She's going to do something else.
I can share a moment from your trip beyond our recording, I guess, which is kind of fun. Not fun, but I got to. I had called you about show business for something, and I got to talk to your husband's sister, who I had known for 30 plus years at this point. That I haven't spoken to in a long time either. So it was nice getting to catch up with her and that whole thing. So that was kind of nice for me. Not that I was on the trip, but still, that was a thing that I got to do, which was nice. So
yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, like, yeah, we did stay with them. So here's the funny thing is I don't think I mentioned this, or maybe I did. So Finley's good with every dog. Like he's just.
I think you told me, but I don't think it's definitely come up here at all.
Okay.
So
yeah. So they have, my sister-in-law has a dog. My husband's sister has a dog. He's old. He's
12, I think.
13. He's 13.
Close. Yeah.
He and my son share the same birthday month. So that's how she keeps up with his birthday, is like, well, my dog has the same, like,
right,
birthday, your birthday buddies. That's how I know. So if his birthday comes around, then I know yours is coming up. So that's how she remembers, because basically exactly born on the same year. So he's older, and he's also like an anxious kind of dog. Doesn't do well with any other dogs, like, just period. He's not balanced that way, So when I knew, like I said, I knew Finley would be fine with him, because even if her dog like snapped at him or whatever, he's just not going to react. He's just going to be like, whatever, dude, bye-bye.
Right.
Like, but Ember's a different breed, literally. It doesn't matter if the
She'd
other
fight back. Yeah.
She's going to fight. Like, if she senses that there's even the slightest glimmer that another dog is going to like snap, she's going to snap first. That's what it is. Like, that's her breed, is protective. So it's like, snap first, ask questions later. Like, that's just what it is. And so I let Finley go in to meet him first on the leash, because he can be a little much, even when even if he's gonna let you be his buddy, like, he's gonna shove it down your freaking throat.
Right.
So so he sees him first, and what I wanted was for Ember to get into her pen first, and like kind of meet through like the gate kind of situation.
Through a barrier of some sort.
Yeah. So that she was kind of able to move around, but not like able to like get to him. And so what happens is we put her in her pen, and she was okay at first. And then he sees Finley, and he starts like barking and howling at him, and so she starts freaking out, because she's like, nobody talks to my brother like that but me.
Right.
Like, you don't get to snap at him. He's mine to snap at.
That's my job, motherfucker. Yeah.
So she's freaking out. She's freaking out hard. And so my sister-in-law is trying to obviously calm her dog down, because she's like, obviously he's making her react. So and they're both anxious, so she's trying to chill him out. Now, here's the interesting thing though. Like, she was here when Ember was like really, like, when we first got her. Like, she was maybe 2.5 months old when she was here to see her, and they were like best buddies, you know what I mean? So she remembered her, but she's not her person. And
right.
She's seeing her put her hands in like calming another dog that is, in her mind, a threat to her pack. She's like, you don't get to put your hands near me. I don't trust you anymore, kind of deal. And so obviously, like, I'm trying to calm her down because I'm like, chill, it's not that serious. And I got her in like a position where she was not like super reactive, but she was like in that state where she's gonna blow again if somebody does the wrong thing, and she's about to like submit, kind of, right? So she was just in that like sweet spot where I'm like, just everybody stay the fuck where they are. My sister-in-law thinks, hey, let me go calm her down because she's in my house. I'm like, no, bad dog behavior. Like,
right.
That's a terrible fucking idea, man. Don't ever touch another dog that's been freaking reactive like for 20 minutes.
Right.
So she goes over to try to like pet her, and she snaps at her.
Oh.
It's not, here's the thing. It's not I'm going to rip your fingers off, because believe me, if she really wanted to commit to that, she would, and she could. It's more of a like harsh correction kind of thing, like stay the fuck
off.
away.
Yeah.
Back off before you do really lose a finger. So of course she backs off, but then a few minutes later, once I got her like laying down and she's like chill, I'm like, okay, just leave her the fuck alone, dude. She comes back over, another snap, and I'm like, why are we doing that? Why? I'm like,
right.
Like, to me, like, it's the same thing as like a human. If like you walked over to like an angry toddler and you went to go like pat their head, and they like freaking, vice gripped you with their finger. Yeah. And then their mom gets them calm enough to like, not be so pissy, but they need a timeout kind of deal from other people. And then you go back and you're like, are you okay now? And they're like, no, I'm not, motherfucker. Like,
first off, I want to hear a toddler yell that at somebody, seriously.
Like,
I want to hear a toddler yell that at somebody in Arabic. Actually, now that I think about it, I want to hear a 3-year-old yell, no, I'm not, motherfucker, in Arabic. Like, I want that now. That's a thing I want.
I don't think that there was video back then when
you did it.
When I did it. But anyway, so she obviously, now here's the thing. So she obviously is a little bit gun shy around Ember now because,
sure,
twice bitten and all that.
Right.
Which I'm not saying anything bad, because, people are people. But to me, I'm like, that wasn't the dog's fault. That was the human's fault.
Right.
That's just how I feel about it in those cases. Like, if you come near a dog that's not yours, even if it's in your house and you've met this dog 1,000 times before, like, don't assume that you can chill that dog out until you've got proof that says otherwise. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get it. Yeah.
But here's the thing with a breed like her, and especially just her, that my dog in particular, when she senses that somebody is fearful or nervous around her, that makes her anxious enough to say, this person's now a threat because I don't know what they're going to do. And that's scary to her because her whole point of being is to de-escalate threats before they begin in whatever way needs doing. So if it makes you stay the fuck away by her snapping at you, she's going to do it over and over and over again because you've now made it very clear to her that you're threatening.
Right.
So I'm like, I mean, so her reactivity from that whole situation got worse as the trip progressed because
Sure.
But it's funny because my nephew came over to her in her pen like not 10 minutes later, and she's like, yeah, you can pet me, I love you.
It is weird when they decide who they like and don't like. Like when I moved in with the ex, she's got two boys that I've mentioned before, not by name obviously, but liked the younger one perfectly fine. Did not like the older one at all. Well, I can't even say not at all, but if he came out of his room, she'd lose her shit. But then, like, if he sat down on the couch, she would go sit next to him and not be like aggressive.
Yeah.
But then if he went back to his room and came out like 5 minutes later, it was like, where the fuck are you? Who are you? Where'd you come from? Like, it was all over again. And this was every day.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really, but just the older one. Like me, my ex, the younger kid, all good. But the older one, nah.
Interesting.
And he wasn't like overly aggressive to her in any way or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't mean to her, especially on the first meeting. Like it's not like he came out and was mean to her. Like we'd been on the road for like 20 hours. We just got there. She's sitting on the couch with me between me and the ex. The younger ones met her. That's going well. He comes out and she loses her mind. It was insane. So like it was very weird, you know. But the irony is once we left her and him in the house alone, and she was his best friend the entire fucking time until one of us got back, and then until we all got back, and then it was like, who are you? It was really fucking weird.
Well, that's the spare human syndrome.
I guess because she was that way with my my mom's late partner too. Did not like him at all. Does not like men typically. Does not like men. I honestly think there's some kind of, she loves me, but that's like unlike the exception. But I also had to earn that to some degree. Like when I first got her, she was about the same age as Ember, and for the first 2 days we had her, she hid under the kitchen table, like did not come out, just laid under there. And I eventually started just laying on the floor, not anywhere near, just like we were watching TV or whatever. I would just lay on the floor in front of her, or not in front of her, but in front of the TV, and just lay there and not be rude, but basically ignore her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but that's what you're supposed to do.
And she eventually came over, and now it's like, it's Daddy.
Yeah.
You know, so and we've been good ever since. But I'm the only man that she really kind of warmed up to. Like she's not like overly aggressive, but she'll definitely bark her head off. She doesn't attack. She'll back, like trust me, she'll bark her head off, but she'll do it from behind my legs. Like she'll hide behind me but lose her mind. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. It's weird. So I don't know. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on that dog tangent, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it sounds eventful. Was there any like speaking of events? Was there any event, or was it just all just haven't seen you in a while? Like I thought tried to talk to you the one day and you guys were going to like an event, but I could be wrong about that.
Well, so I mean, it's like it was graduation season, right? So everybody was graduating from like high school, college, that sort
Right.
of thing. And so my old neighbor's daughter, who my daughter is still like friends with, like she talks to her on the phone or
Is the oldest one, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So she graduated from high school this year. And so they were having a party for her graduation, and so I had said, hey, we're going to be in Jersey, if the stars align, maybe
Right.
we get the old gang back together for like a night or something. So she said, well, she's having her graduation party, why don't you come over? And at first she was, because she's like dog lover central, like she actually has a business where she babysits dogs, like doggy daycare at her house. So she was like, you can bring the dogs like once like the crowd thins, because obviously not everybody's like a
dog person.
A dog person. Yeah. So, and honestly, I was like, Ember is a little, volatile. So, too many people is probably gonna make her anxious. I mean, she'll be under control. Like I can control her. But the issue becomes more of, is she going to just sit there and bark at every Tom, Dick, and Harry that walks near me?
Sure.
Which, funny thing, so I said I can bring her later, and she's like, here's the deal. Why don't you see if you can like leave her at like your mom's house or something? Come for like the part, like the middle of the day party, because I think it started like around 1 or something. Come for like a few hours and then go back and get the dogs, because I want to meet them, and then it won't be like as many people, like it'll just be like us. Right. It won't be that, but won't be overwhelming for her or anybody else. So I said, okay. So, but here's the thing, I didn't trust like anybody at my mom's house to like watch the dogs. And especially Ember, she would have wound up breaking somebody's bones in that house if she was there by herself. And so my husband was like, listen, why don't you go? I'll stay with her and, like hang out with your mom and your brother and stuff like that. I was like, all right, fine. He's like, I'll go with you when we go take the dogs.
We'll go back later with the dogs. Yeah.
So I went for like a couple hours, and then I came back. Then we went and took the dogs over. And here's the thing. My friend, she was in the house, like I guess cleaning up or doing whatever after the party, and her husband was outside talking to like somebody, like a straggler or something. And saw us pull up, right? Now, this is a difference between somebody who's really good with dogs and somebody who just kind of knows dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, somebody who really knows dogs would not walk up to a car containing dogs they've never met before.
Right.
Especially if you were already told one of them was a Doberman and they are a protective breed.
Right.
You walking up to the car with my back turned, what do you think that bitch is going to do?
Yeah.
And that's what he did. He came up like behind me while I was trying to get them like out of the car. He came up behind me and I didn't even notice he was there until he started talking, and Ember goes apeshit. She's like lunging, and I'm like, bro, you're lucky that this dog's on a freaking tether. She can't get out of this car right now until I take her off the leash, man. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, death wish. Why does everybody have a death wish with this dog? Like,
right.
So he's like, are you sure they're friendly? I'm like, I mean, Finley is. Like, and he's like, and he's like, they're gonna come into my house, and I'm like, she'll be fine. Just she just needs some she needs a minute.
Yeah.
But and then of course, what is it? My was it my husband or his friend? I can't remember.
Our friend, like our mutual friend, or someone else?
No. Somebody like her husband's friend that was there.
You said my husband. That's why.
No. I was saying I'm not sure if it was my husband who said this or his friend that like her husband's friend that my friend's
okay.
my neighbor, my old neighbor. But all I know is he turns and he's like, I mean, she is a Doberman and you're Jewish, so because they're a German breed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's so wrong.
Yeah.
That is so wrong. And he's like, I mean, I'm just saying that she just automatically thought you were sus no matter what. Like,
Wow.
So then
good night, everybody.
I know. I think it was his friend because so
it doesn't sound like something your husband would say.
No. Especially given that he has a German background.
Yeah. Like, not as much as others, but yes.
Yeah. But so we walk them into the backyard, and then my friend comes out and she completely ignores the dogs. And her husband's like, I thought you wanted to see the dogs. And she's like, yeah, but this is not my first time around dogs. You ignore them until they're safe with you and you let them come up to you. That's how that's honestly, supposed to go.
If I were to walk into your house, no, all jokes aside, if I was to walk into your house, which I've never been to your home in Florida, and so if I walked in your house knowing that those dogs are there, I would acknowledge and say hello, but I wouldn't go up. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't approach, because there's a difference between approaching and acknowledging. You know, so yeah. I would have said hello, like hi, you know, friendly voice, whatever, and then gone and sat on the couch or whatever we were gonna do, and then to your point, let them come to me. You know, right. For sure. And that doesn't even come from me having my dog. I just know that. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So yeah. And it's interesting to me that someone whose house is a dog and daycare. Now, I understand the person who primarily runs said business handled it correctly, but I'm just saying, like, still, the fact that that other person involved doesn't know that is, well, yeah, interesting.
That's exactly. That's why. And I'm like, dude, like anytime, even, and I'll tell you, she is reactive when people walk into the house.
Yeah.
Because again, that's
you're on her turf. No, for sure. Yeah. But if you're not, if you just walk in and be like, hey, and then ignore, like you talked about, she's either going to continue to be that way, or she's going to come and investigate and then determine, okay, not a dangerous person, so.
So what I usually do, and this is probably why you've heard her barking when playing video games with my husband.
Well, your kids have had a lot of friends over the last few days as well because of the holidays.
Had a lot of, they have had their friends over, and the the interesting thing is because she's in her pen when they come in. So there's not a way for her to come over and be like, I'm going to say hi or I'm going to check you out. You know what I mean? So you almost do have to come to her, except for the fact that that's not a cool thing to do.
Right. Yeah. But my point, at least in my example, would have been that until you let her out of, because I would have assumed that's exactly what would have been the scenario, that she would have been in the pen.
Yeah. So what I normally would do, and obviously I've been sick, so I haven't really had the momentum for that, is I normally have like treats out or whatever, and I will stand next to her and kind of pull the treat out and just tell her, like, look at me, chill, relax.
Right.
Stop being such a crazy biatch. You're fine. And when she's like calm and chill and just pays attention to me, because the idea is she needs to look at my face. Like if I look worried, then you can react. If I'm not worried, then stand down. It's not your job. Sit your ass down, shut the fuck up. Like, that's what it is. So I'll, like, when she's calm, I give her treats because why? Like, when she sees those people coming in and she gets a treat, then she knows if I keep my mouth shut, I get fed. If I freak out, I don't get fed.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time somebody walks in the door, I get fed. This is a cool deal.
I mean, obviously you've got a system and the dude didn't abide because whatever. But the rest of that visit went well once you got the dogs in the back and whatnot.
Yeah, they were playing and having a great time. She's like, and she she almost ate my friend's socks.
Of course, yeah.
And I was like, because I was like, dude, you gotta like hide these socks. You can't have them loose anywhere around her. She'll sniff them out and steal them before anybody even knows they were there.
Right.
But but yeah, they were playing. Finley, she had like the coolers out still with the ice and stuff.
Sure.
And he loves ice water. And the other fact is, like, I had balls for him to play with. Like, I brought them. He's a prince, and he likes his balls clean. Like, when you throw it and it goes in the dirt, he goes and if you have, like, water, like, in a bucket or something, he goes and dips it in the water to clean it.
There you go. Smart dog. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes and he goes and cleans his ball and drinks the ice water, and I'm like, dude, that's for people's drinks, not for you to wash your shit in. And And she's like, "That's fine. Like, we're what are we gonna do with it anyway? We're gonna dump it eventually. Like, let him have his freaking water. It's still cold. It's fine."
Right.
But yeah. So she was like, "He will keep playing forever," and I'm like, "Yep, he's a Labrador."
Yeah. Yeah.
He will keel over before he lets that ball fly, and he doesn't chase it.
Yeah.
Whereas Ember was like, came over to her and she was like, "Oh wow, she is such a sweet dog," and her husband's like, "Apparently not if you're Jewish."
Oh my God. Wow.
And then she's like, "See, that makes her even smarter." Like, wow.
That's funny. Okay, well that's all good. Do we have anything else about people, or is it just the dogs were the entertaining part of the show? The people just sucked.
No, the people were not bad. It's just they were people. Dogs are dogs.
And we've talked about this on a previous recording. The crazy irony is that you become such a dog person from where you were. I mean,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we don't need to rehash that, but it's still just to see that.
I know. I know. And here's the ironic part is New Jersey is shit when you own dogs.
You've told us this twice before.
Sucks.
Yes, we've covered this.
New Jersey sucks, period, but they suck worse because if you own a dog, it's like crappy. But
I'm not trying to bring the show down, but very quickly, Jules, and give me just to that point of New Jersey sucking. Like you know this, and I think I've talked about one of them in detail. I've had 2 people pass away in the last 6 months in New Jersey, and for both events, I was very explicitly instructed to not return for those events. Like, do not come back to New Jersey. Like, stay as far away as you can.
I would concur with that, actually.
So,
whether you have a dog or not.
I do have a dog, thank you. But yeah.
So even more so. But I will say this: there are a couple places in Jersey where you can, or surrounding, where you can take the dogs to go. And so one of them is we went to Smithville with my mom. So like close, I guess it's close to the shore, right? Smithville.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of something else, but yeah, it is. It's down that way. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, which is nice. It's like a little village kind of town area.
It's almost like a Peddler's Village type thing, but it's a little more modern, which I know you also went to, which is why I was thinking that.
Yeah. So,
were you able to take the dogs to Peddler's or no?
We did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, Peddler's Village. Everybody's got a dog there.
It's been years. It's literally probably been like 15 or 20 years since I've been there, if not longer. So
yeah, there's quite a few places where you can actually bring the dogs. Like they have the bowls out there for water for the dogs and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So there too, but I mentioned how my Doberman's been reactive very quickly in certain situations like that, right? So and so Smithville has a train that you can take, and they do allow the dogs to be on said train.
Oh.
So long as they are well behaved. And so,
which is kind of a coin flip with Ember, really.
Yeah. So we go to the train, and the guy turns and says, "Oh, are they well-behaved dogs?" And my mom, without me saying anything, my mom's like, "Yeah, they're good. We'll just sit in the front so that, like nobody can sit next to us," kind of thing, or like,
Right. Yeah.
And so there's like really a barrier between like her and, other people. So she can't see who's behind us or anything.
Her, the dog, just not.
Yes, the dog.
Not your mom. I think that was important.
I mean, I'm sure my mom couldn't see either. But
yeah, but she can't see without the barrier.
Yeah, well, but she could see, like the foliage and like people on the. So at one point there were like people passing us, like on the train, like we were passing people walking and stuff, and a few of them went and looked at the dogs, and they were like saying, "Oh, look at how cute, there's dogs in the train," kind of thing. And my mom's like, "I thought for sure she was gonna lose her shit."
Right.
And I was like, "Nah, she was fine."
As long as they didn't reach for her. Commenting is one thing. It's reaching the pet her that would have been the thing.
So she doesn't even like it if you look in her direction and she's not cool with you. Like, she's barked at people who are literally clear across the street, who just like looked in our direction, and she's like, "Keep walking, bitch. Don't look at me.
I will fuck you up."
I don't know who the fuck you're looking at, but I will kick your ass.
Yeah, right.
You lose those eyes, do you? So, yeah, those were fun. And then we did go to Peddler's Village with my sister-in-law, who, has gotten twice bitten.
Right.
And the other thing my dog does not enjoy are children. She's not a fan. If you are under the age of 13, she's most certainly going to react if you come anywhere close to either her or Finley. And I'll say, reason being is children tend to be unpredictable, and she wants somebody she can predict their behavior, and she doesn't have the experience to predict that behavior, you know what I mean? So we were in Peddler's Village, and she had a couple of like standout moments that I was like, dude, chill the fuck out. But she was able to like be redirected. But for some reason, we were standing in this one spot outside of like a bookstore while my daughter wanted to go in and look at the books. So my sister-in-law said, "Hey, how about I stand outside with the dogs, and if you want to go in with them?" And I'm like, "No, I think she's good with me only right now. Like, let's not introduce another handler that she's like not sure with. You know what I mean? I don't know that you'd be able to contain her if she, decided that she didn't like a stranger's voice or something." So So we were standing there together, and my older daughter came out because she was in there with the other two kids, and she came out real fast to like ask me something. And these little kids walked by, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't like the fact that they're this close," and starts like freaking going ape shit. So I I did the responsible thing. I walked her around so like we were behind like a hedge so she couldn't see them anymore, and she finally like, you know, chilled the hell out. But my daughter turned to my sister-in-law and she's like, yeah, she doesn't like kids.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, that's a problem. And I'm like, it's only a problem if they get too close and she bites them. That's when it's a problem. But that would be my fault because I shouldn't let somebody get that close to her knowing that she's not okay with it.
Right.
So that would be my fault. That's why I moved her away. Like, it's just funny because people don't realize like that's literally part of the training with any dog is like you have to like make them experience these things so that they know what the right way to handle it is. Like they can't, like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense to just be like, oh, well, I'm going to avoid them coming out in public for the rest of their existence because they don't do well with certain stimuli. Like you have to do it, just do it in a way where like she can come back from it, not every time it's going to be a whole out fucking shit show, you know?
Yeah, see, with pizzas, she will lose her mind if someone comes in here. Not to get aggressive, but she'll bark her head off, and she'll bark her head off out the window if someone's walking by. But if we were outside, like if we went outside together, she wouldn't be that way. She's very skittish in that environment. You know what I mean? Like the whole demeanor changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very daddy protect me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Which,
it's
yeah.
Which
That's
I'm
how
okay
it is with a good amount of breeds, but
I would rather her be that way than trying to bite motherfuckers. So I'll take that. You know what I mean? But you know,
but I will say this though, I actually both like and dislike the New Jersey emergency vet clinics, and I did have to go to one, not for Ember, ironically. It was
each one of them ended up at the ER at some point before this trip was over.
Yeah, so what happens is now when when Finley doesn't eat his food, that's when I worry because he freaking inhales his freaking food and asks for more 5 seconds later, kind of dog. So when he stops eating, I start getting worried that he's either sick or super stressed or like something is just not right. So one morning we got up and I was getting ready to like go to my mom's house, and I took them out for a walk and did, their usual morning stuff, and I gave them both their breakfast before we left.
Sure.
He would not touch his food.
Mm.
And now normally, like when he's like kind of anxious or stressed or whatever, he's done that before. But if I take it into my hand and hand feed him and run drills with him and stuff, usually he'll be like, all right, I'll eat it. He was like, nah, nope, not doing it. So I looked up a close vet clinic, right? And
off air, I want you to tell me the name of it because I'm curious if it's the same one I used to take to. Because there's a couple of them. It's a chain. That's why.
It was in Mount Laurel. It was like Mount Laurel Vet.
Okay.
emergency vet or something
actually,
like that.
The one I went to is actually up there, but it's not that. So go ahead. Anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, they have like it's pretty interesting. They have like a horse farm, like a farm with like bulls and
I know
all
which one
that
you're
stuff.
talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been there, but I know of the place you speak. Yeah.
Yes. So it's actually pretty cool. And and they actually have like bins with like chamomile or lavender scented um bandanas for the dogs to calm them down and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so which he does not need because he's not like
Right,
he
but just the
loves
fact that they have them
yeah.
is yeah.
Yeah, but he loves the vet, so I'm like, man, he doesn't need it. But I'm like, I turned to my daughter and I was like, why don't you grab a couple for Ember?
Right.
Maybe it'll calm her ass down when we're just out in public, period.
Right.
So we get there and I check him in and they're like super busy. And I'm like, okay, but it's probably worth it because he had one vomiting session, but so it leads me to believe he's having GI distress.
Right.
So maybe he needs an anti-nauseal or something to get him
right
to eat or whatever. And then because here's the thing too, instead of like giving him his normal kibble, I actually went to the hotel breakfast bar and got him like a hard-boiled egg. This dog will eat hard-boiled eggs all fucking day long. So I tried giving it to him. No dice. I was like, yeah, you're going. We get there and he starts looking at all the dogs and he's like, my people, and he starts freaking around, zooming, and I'm like, you were laying on the floor looking like death's door 20 minutes ago, and then you see another fucking Labrador and you think, man, I should go play with that motherfucker. So I took him around and I walked him and he finally like did his business, and then I went back into the car and grabbed the hard-boiled egg, and that motherfucker ate it and was like, yeah, I need some food. I'm like, you're an asshole. We came all this way just for you to just do it. And my daughter's like, he just wanted a freaking mommy and Finny day ass wipe. Why couldn't you just...
Right.
So I finally, like, when we were waiting there for like hours before, and they came out to like triage him, and they were like, oh, well, as soon as a room is available, we'll take him back. So once he ate that egg, I turned to them and I'm like, can I just take him home? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. If anything changes, you can come back. Like his triage will, be in the books for whatever. And I didn't have to pay anything. They were like, bye, see you later. Like,
but I mean, if they didn't actually do much, yeah, I can see that. So that's good.
yeah.
But
I'm like, wasted 2 hours of my freaking time just for you to.
Yeah. Well,
to be a jerk.
I think, Jules, that this one that should be how we wrap this one up. And I think definitely wrap this one up. And speaking of wraps, I think I need a Band-Aid from all this running around and dodging dog teeth. So until the next time, keep on spinning.